A set can be defined in two ways, either by making a list of its members, as in A equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, a list of numbers, for example, or by describing the properties that connect its members, B equals to vowels. Vowels, beg your pardon. Vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. So instead of writing them inside the curly bracket, we just give their general properties, vowels. In algebraic set notation, a variable is used to represent the properties of the elements of the set. For example, we can write C equals to this. C is the main set. X is the variable representing the properties of the elements in the curly bracket. That's odd numbers less than 10. So when interpreted, C can be rewritten as C equals 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. These are all odd numbers less than 10. Okay, another set notation in algebraic form is this. We can write it like this. This is A. X. So it can be written like this. Now this can be read as follows. A is the main set. X is the variable denoting the properties of the elements of set A. There are two notations here. First, X belongs to N. This means X is a set of natural numbers, N. N stands for natural numbers. Secondly, X less or equal to 6. The membership of set A will therefore look like this. A equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These numbers are natural numbers less or equal to 6. So set can exist in different forms. Some of the basic types of set are as follows. We have empty set. An empty set is a set without any element in it. It is also called a null set. The notation of an empty set is either phi or this. Note that 0 is not an empty set. If we have something like this, this is not an empty set because it contains the element 0 in it. Let me elaborate more on this. Consider the algebraic set notation. P equals to this. P is the main set. X is the variable denoting the properties of the elements of P, and it says X is a set of prime numbers less than 0. X is a set of prime numbers less than 0. There are no prime numbers less than 0. Prime numbers start from 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, and so on. So when interpreted, set P will be an empty set. When this is interpreted, set P will be an empty set with nothing in it, because there is no prime number less than 0. Finite set. A set is said to be finite if the elements in it can be counted. In other words, the counting must have a definite end. So if we say F is equals to states in Nigeria, for example, then we are talking about a finite set. The number of states in is countable. Or if we say G is this, then G is a finite set. A set of natural numbers less or equal to 6 can be counted. Because it can end up into something like this. G is equals to, G equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is a measurable quantity. So we also have infinite set. A set is infinite if the elements are uncountable. That means they go up to infinity. An example is this. If X is a set of odd numbers, then P is uncountable. There are trillions, billions, gazillions odd numbers out there. Equal sets. Sets are equal if they contain the same elements in them. So let's illustrate this with these two examples. If set A is equals to 1, 2, 6, 5, and set B is equals to 5, 6, 2, 1, we can say that A and B are equal because they contain the same elements in them. It's just that in B, the elements are arranged in reverse order. 1, 2, 6, 5, 5, 6, 2, 1. Everything is arranged in reverse order. They are equal sets. They contain the same elements in them. Disjoint set. Two sets are disjoint if they have no elements in common. If A is 1, 2, 5, 6 and B is 3, 4, 7, 9, then A and B are disjoint. That's it on types of set. Next we'll look at the relationship between sets. Before then, have a great day.